Hi there, this is Mark Fritz, and welcome to day one of the 20 Days of Delegation. During the next 20 days, I'm going to share some ideas and some insights to help you to more successfully delegate with others. Delegation is part skill, it's part art. It starts with you, understanding your people, and then delegating in ways that everybody can achieve more and faster. So, see you on day two, where we talk about it first all starts with you understanding you. See you then. Welcome to day two of the 20 days of delegation. It all first starts with you understanding you. The more you understand yourself, the more successfully you can delegate to others. I've done a number of workshops on letting go over the years, and I start out with senior executives doing a brainstorm of all the reasons why they don't let go. And in all those workshops, over 80% of the reasons had nothing to do with their people or their company or their situations. It had all to do with the leaders, fears, insecurities, and their own view of what leadership is. So first, before delegating to others, think of what are all the reasons why you're currently not letting go today. So look forward to seeing you on day three when we talk about surrounding yourself with people better than you. See you then. Welcome to day three of the 20 days of delegation, surrounding yourself with people better than you. As we said in day two, it's often your own fears and insecurities which stop you from delegating. But also, you might have a fear of not hiring people better than you are. But if you hire strong people around you, people who can do more on their own, who can decide more on their own, the more successful your organization is going to be. So think about it in terms of your own hiring. Invest more time in hiring people with good business judgment who can decide more on their own. So look forward to seeing you on day four. We're going to talk about how to manage your emotions for what you want most and why it's important in delegating to others. See you on day four. Welcome to day four of the 20 days of delegation, managing your emotions for what you want most. If you're like most leaders, you want everything done now, and that leads you to be doing it yourself versus delegating it to your people. So if you think about what you want most, your people doing more and you not having to do it, we have to think about what do we need to do to prepare our people to take on those activities. So when they come up, we're not forced to do it ourselves all the time. So think about how you can prepare your people to do more and you get what you want most, them doing more, and you not having to do it yourself. Look forward to day five when we talk about what you need in order to feel in control. See you on day five. Welcome to day five of 20 days of delegation, understanding what you need to feel in control. So think about this. If you need to be involved in everything and do everything in order to feel in control, then logically, if it doesn't make sense to do that, you'll do it because you need that feeling of control. What I found with people that are very good at delegating is they gain control through trusting their people versus having all the information. And so a good thing to think about is what is it that you don't need to know? So if you have strong KPIs and you know the health of the operation through a certain level of metrics and information, then you don't need to be involved in everything to feel that everything is in control. So think about gaining control through trusting your people versus knowing everything. So look forward to seeing you in day six when we're going to talk about, letting go of what you like to do in order for your people to grow faster. See you in day six. Welcome to day six of the 20 days of delegation, letting go of what you like to do in order for your people to grow faster. Think about it. Leadership isn't always fun. So what do you do to have fun? You do things you like to do. Maybe do things you shouldn't be doing because you're preventing your people from growing if you're not delegating those to them. So have a think about that. What are the things you like to do that your people could do? Because possibly you could be disappointing the most because they're saying, my boss will never delegate this to me. So for me to grow, because they like doing it too much themselves. So have a think, What is it you like to do that you shouldn't be doing and you should be delegating to your people? See you on day 7, where we'll talk about, accept that your people will make some mistakes, but they'll keep growing too. See you on day 7. Welcome to day 7 of the 20 days of delegation. Accept that your people will make mistakes, but they'll learn faster. If you think about it, whenever you did something for the very first time, you probably didn't do it perfectly. You might have made some mistakes. So think about the same thing happens to your people. So don't come down too hard on them, because if you come down too hard, they won't have the confidence to take on future tasks that you want to delegate to them as well. So how you handle mistakes can send your culture up or down very, very quickly. So accept that your people will make some mistakes and just help them learn through them faster, and so that they can take on more for you and you can delegate more to them. So look forward to seeing you on day 8, where we'll talk about thinking ahead, being prepared, and creating a to delegate list. See you on day 8. Welcome to day 8 of the 20 days of delegation. Think ahead, prepare, and create that to delegate list. How many times has it happened to you when you want to delegate something, but there's not enough time to delegate it? You haven't prepared your people to take it on. And so when the time comes, you have to do it yourself. Yeah, you really have to think ahead and prepare what are the things that you would like to delegate in the future, and make sure your people are trained up or ready to take it on when that time comes. That way you won't have to do it yourself, and you can delegate it to someone in your team. So create that to delegate list today and start thinking about how you can prepare your people to take them on when it happens. So look forward to seeing you in day 9. We're going to talk about to delegate faster and to delegate more. Think who, not how. See you in day 9. Welcome to day 9 of the 20 days of delegation. To delegate more and faster, think who before how. Think about this. If you don't have a who is the who? It's always you. There's no one there to delegate. So it's so important to think who first before how. If you think who, you're going to delegate faster. And the faster you delegate, the more your people feel it's theirs. Because if you think about the how and you think about it halfway and you give your people part of it already done, they never feel it's theirs. They feel it's yours. So next time you're thinking about what needs to be done, don't think how to do it, think who could do it, and delegate it much faster. So look forward to seeing you on day 10. We're going to talk about delegating outcomes versus delegating activities. See you on day 10. Welcome to day 10 of the 20 days of delegation. Delegate outcomes, achievement versus activities, busyness. You think about this. If you only delegate the activity for your people to do, who owns the outcome that that activity supports? You do, the leader. So it's so important to delegate outcomes, delegate achievement, get people to take ownership for the achievement, and they'll try to find faster and better ways to make it happen when they have the ownership of that outcome. So if you're thinking about how you're going to delegate, you're going to have much more powerful delegation when you're delegating outcomes versus just activities, because you're getting people to own the achievement, not just doing something for you. So as much as you can, focus on delegating outcomes versus activities to your people. So see you in day 11. We're going to really talk about the real delegation is delegating the decisions associated with those outcomes too. See you on day 11. Welcome to day 11 of the 20 days of delegation. It's about delegating the decisions associated with those outcomes. As much as you can, you have to delegate the decisions as well, or else you have to be around all the time to make the decisions for your people. And if you're not around at the right time, you're slowing the pace of the achievement. So that's why it's so important to hire very good people, people with good business judgment, so they can make the decisions. Because unless you can delegate the decisions with the outcomes, you're going to have to be there to make the decisions for your people. So, not just think about delegating activities or tasks or even delegating the outcomes, but also delegate the decisions associated with those outcomes, and then you're really fully delegating. Yet, look forward to seeing you on day 12. We're going to talk about sizing the outcomes to the ability of your people, or sizing what you delegate to the ability of your people. See you on day 12. Welcome to day 12 of the 20 days of delegation, sizing the delegated outcome to the ability of your people. Give your people something too big they can't handle, you're setting them up for defeat. Delegate something too small to someone who can handle more, you're not using their potential, you're not stretching them out of their comfort zone. So one size does not fit all. You have to think about your people when delegating. And if you're delegating it to the right sizes, you're using the full potential within your team. So look forward to seeing on day 13. We're going to talk about what a well-defined outcome looks like when you're delegating to your people. See you on day 13. Welcome to day 13 of the 20 days of delegation. It's about discussing up front what a well-delivered outcome looks like. It's so important to define up front what good looks like so you're not disappointed when they deliver something that you didn't expect. So, in many ways, leadership and in delegation is a lot of upfront work. It's getting very clear on what a well delivered outcome looks like, what your delegating looks like, so that your people can deliver it and you won't be disappointed. So, keep that in mind when you're thinking about your delegation. Invest the time to make sure that your people know what good looks like. See you on day 14 when we talk about the timeline and agreeing a timeline to that delivered outcome. See you on day 14. Welcome to day 14 of the 20 days of delegation. Agreeing the timeline up front of what you're delegating to your people. It's so important to ask your people for the milestones, the steps towards what they're going to achieve, because they'll take a lot more ownership for the timeline and their milestones than they would yours. And it's really that timeline that sets the pace for what they're going to achieve. And also by asking them for the timeline, you're seeing if they really thought through what they need to do in order to achieve that delegated outcome. And it leaves you with more confidence in them and their ability to deliver it. So as much as you can, invest the time to listen and ask questions about the timeline to make sure your people know how they're going to achieve it, when they're going to achieve it, so they can meet your expectations, not only of the delivered outcome, but at the pace you want. So looking forward to seeing you on day 15. We're going to talk about making that outcome a dominant thought so that they're always thinking about how to achieve it and to achieve it faster. See you on day 15. Welcome to day 15 of the 20 days of delegation. It's about making the delegated timeline and outcome a dominant thought. Whatever becomes a dominant thought in our head, we take a lot more action on. And one of the keys of leadership, and particularly delegation, is keeping that delegated outcome and the timeline to deliver it a dominant thought in your people's minds. It's many ways, it's how you remind them, how you make it visible, all the things. But the more it's a dominant thought, the more they're going to see more ways to deliver it and deliver it faster. As you know, we're driven by more our subconscious mind than our conscious mind. And whatever is repeated or is a dominant in terms of our thinking, we're going to see more opportunities to make it happen, to make it happen faster. So think in ways about how you could do that. I always thought about leadership is it's about planting dominant thoughts and keep coming back and watering them or reminding people of those. So the more they have it top of mind, the more action they're going to take. So see you in day 16. We're going to talk about making things visible, both the timeline and the outcome, to drive more ownership in your people. See you day 16. Welcome to day 16 in the 20 days of delegation. It's really about making things visible, the progress and the achievement of what you're delegating to get people to take a lot more ownership for what you're asking them to achieve. Think of it this way, when something is very visible and you make it visible across the team and maybe across the company in certain ways, people need to deliver or their personal reputation is at risk. Also, if they deliver a fantastic job and more people know about it, they have even more pride in their work that way too. So visibility is your friend. It drives peer pressure to deliver, but also visibility helps people feel more pride in delivering that outcome that you've delegated to them. So look forward to seeing you on day 17. We're going to talk about how to keep that outcome feeling it's like it's theirs. It's your people's and not yours. See you on day 17. Welcome to day 17 of the 20 days of delegation. Keeping your people feeling like it's theirs. It's so important to not always give your people the easy answers on something you delegated to them because it's like taking part of the ownership back all the time. So if your people come with questions, try to use your own questions to help them uncover the solutions on their own. They'll keep a lot more ownership for what you delegated, and they'll take a lot more action and take more responsibility on any decisions around it if you're not constantly trying to tell them what to do about it as well. So think about this. Your power as a leader are your questions. And the more powerful your questions, the more you get your people keeping that ownership of what you delegated to them. So look forward to seeing you on day 18 when we talk about how do we keep that delegated outcome important in your people's minds. See you on day 18. Welcome to day 18 of the 20 days of delegation. Following up to make sure that the delegated outcome stays important in your people's minds. It's so important to keep it important. There's an old saying that says, what we talk about comes about, or what we ask about comes about. So as much as you can, when you're following up from time to time with your people, it's reinforcing that what they're doing is important than if you just delegated it to them and left them alone and never followed up at all. Also, when you follow up with your people, it's an opportunity to coach them because they might have some questions, or you might see some things where you can share some ideas or examples that help them think through to get their own solutions. So it's a coaching moment as well. There's an old saying of NIFO: nose in, fingers out. Your fingers out, as we said before, you're not telling your people what to do, but nose in is a powerful way to keep something important in your people's minds. So look forward to seeing you on day 19. We're going to talk about providing recognition on both the progress and achievement to keep more pride in your people. See you on day 19. Welcome to day 19 of the 20 days of delegation. Recognizing your people for the progress and the achievement they're making on what you delegated. It's so important to recognize when they achieve something that you delegated so they get that pride. They feel that pride in that achievement. But when you have something that takes a longer time to do, you need to recognize the progress as well. Little celebrations along the way on the progress help people to stay motivated towards achieving that outcome that you've delegated. And then also maybe celebrating at the end. It doesn't have to be a big way, but a memorable way. And people keep that in mind in terms of the achievement they had on that delegation. And when you delegate something in the future, they remember the pride they had in the last thing that they did as well. So as much as you can, reward and celebrate, find ways to make it more memorable, both the progress and the achievement that your people are making. So look forward to seeing on day 20 when we'll wrap everything up and give you some reminders on things we talked about during these 20 days. See you on day 20. Welcome to day 20 of the 20 days of delegation. You made it 20 days, and I hope you take away some things that can help you in your own delegation as well. So I just wanted to go through a couple of reminders for you. And also, I will also make a link available to you so you can get sort of a quick one-page list of the key takeaways that we talked about during these 20 days. But it's so important to delegate outcomes and delegate the decisions associated with those outcomes to your people. So important to size what you're delegating to the ability of the people so that you use everybody's full potential. So important to make things visible so that people feel both peer pressure and pride in terms of delivering it. And it's so important to keep it important. Follow up with your people, coach your people along, but never take that ownership back by giving them those easy answers. As much as you can, the more you delegate, the more you're growing the capability in your team. And the last thing I wanted to say is remember, if you don't have a who, the who is always you. So it's so important to think who first, and you're going to delegate faster to your people. They're going to feel it's theirs more, and they're going to take more ownership. They'll take more action on it as well. So happy delegating. And if there's ever anything I can do, I'm only a phone call, an email, or WhatsApp away, and it'd be a pleasure to help you because this was just an activity sharing with you the ideas. The outcome is you taking action and achieving what you want and achieving what you want more through delegating more to your people. Wishing you a very successful year. And thank you very much for being along the ride on these 20 days. Take care.